is happening, guys? Welcome to J Powell Music here on the J Powell Network. I am your host, as always, Jarrell. And long time coming, didn't get to have a video on this guy for King Disease 3. We're reviewing King Disease 3, the third installment of the King Disease trilogy here. So we're going to be reviewing this guy. Couple of quick housekeeping notes. Obviously, be sure to like and subscribe here on the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when these are available to you. Also, the channel has changed from J Powell Music to the J Powell Network. So basically, everything that I do J Powell wise will be on the channel. So you don't have to look for it. Everything will be there. So when it comes to the 440 Guitar Podcast, when it comes to the Rap Chat Podcast, it's all on the channel. It's on the channel. So, and they're broken up into playlists as well. So if you wanted to kind of break down like, hey, like where do I find it in a more organized fashion, or how do I do that? Go to the playlists and they're all broken up. So everything for those specific shows are broken up, and I'll continue to deliver content for those. And who knows, maybe we'll have a fellow podcaster join the J Powell Network, because the more people subscribe, ad revenue, more people interested. It's a long game. As podcasters know, it's a long game. But I just love this stuff. So, also, another thing, I'm going to be closing my Twitter. So, or not, no, I don't have a Twitter. But I'm going to be closing my Twitch. I've realized that it just makes sense to keep everything on the same platform. Everything on the same platform. And it just makes most sense if I'm doing live. Sorry, I keep hearing noises. If I'm doing live stuff, or if I'm doing the Music Friday on a Saturday or whatnot, all that stuff, then I just do it here. I just do it on via YouTube versus a whole other platform, which makes it very difficult, I think, for a new streamer to be an affiliate and to potentially create this into a career, or just to be seen in general, because the algorithms are all on the they're on the time-ish, the bathtub conversation. So anyway, aside from that, let's talk about Nas's King Disease 3, shall we? So obviously Hit Boy is the producer here for Nas's King Disease 3. I was very curious to see what I would get, because I think King Disease 2, I think the beats were I feel like it was even better than the first one. The first one had some pretty good stuff. Car 85, I really like that beat on there. For the first one, obviously the main King Disease song, I like that beat. And then King Disease 2, there's a couple of misses for King Disease 2. Some beats didn't resonate with me, but No Brunch on Sundays, to me, I think was one of the biggest standouts. And when it comes to the Magic album, which obviously is separate from the King Disease trilogy, I didn't really like it that much. A lot of people said that was his best one. I completely disagree. I just think he does a lot of experiments with a lot of airy sounds and whatnot, but I didn't think those were very good. I think they're the best beats comparatively. So the interesting here for King Disease 3, it seems like there's a lot of work put in to this particular project. It seems like a lot of these beats are really fresh, you know what I mean? And Nas went at all of them. Nas went at all of them, went hard, and I thought he did a tremendous job with that. Now, talking about the songs. For this, it's crazy because this is 17 songs if we're including the bonus track. So you're getting a hell of a lot of music, well over an hour. I want to say it leaned into an hour or whatnot. Almost an hour. But you get some good songs here, man. Really good songs here. And there are two songs I feel like that were absolute slaps for me. I really like Hollywood Reporter. I really like how that one started. I really like Reminisce. I think Reminisce was probably my favorite song on the album. As far as the skips, there's about 4 skips for me. 4 skips that just didn't entirely resonate. Let me see if I can remember which ones they were. I think number 3 I could have did with that with. WTF, shake my head. I could have did without. I feel like that was kind of like a weird algorithm calculated thing because they're saying on one of the articles it was like, oh, Nas, there's certain words that he's never used, and I'm like, man, there's a reason for that. You know what I mean? I think as far as just him trying to say these words that connect more to the algorithms um, that are outside of his usual vocabulary. And Nas is a highly intelligent individual and obviously still one of the best lyricists today. Um, I didn't care for that. I didn't care for the song either. Um, Don't Shoot, didn't care for that song. I liked the message. I just think the song wasn't very good. Thought the production didn't really attain to the message very well. There's one more song that I didn't care for. I'm trying to think. It might have been 30. Might have been the 30 song. But other than that, everything else was pretty good, or it wasn't like good or bad enough to be like a slap or a skip. So based on the rubric that I've shown you guys, I would say this goes under the good great. It goes under the good great for me. It's not masterful, but it's fucking good. It's really fucking good. Really, really fucking good. So, yeah, I think there's a little bit of steam. And I feel like a lot of this is just kind of, obviously you're making 17 songs because you want people to stream it. It helps with the streaming numbers and with revenue, obviously. But I just wish people would go back to the notion of just focusing on the project, man. Focusing on, let's just do a standard 9-10 song project. Fuck these streaming numbers. Forget all that. Let's just focus on the art. And if that was the case, it's possible that this might have been a masterful project. But I just think there's too many songs that didn't need to be there. 4 of them in particular for me on this project that I was like, yeah, this is a skip. But there's 2 hard slaps and the rest are just good songs. So, yeah, I mean, this is really impressive to me. This is really impressive to me for Nas, for King Disease 3. Obviously, one of the biggest controversies right now is 21 Savage, where he said Nas isn't relevant. And he said that in an interview, and he's trying to contextualize what it is. 21 Savage, I'm so tired of young artists having this fake persona where they can say certain people aren't relevant, or they just have this high horse mentality, and they want to say that the previous, artists or music before them was just bad, and we're the ones driving it forward. Like, it only happens in hip hop. It only happens in hip hop. It doesn't happen anywhere else. It doesn't happen in blues. It's like, hey, fuck all those guys. I'm doing it right. I mean, not very rarely, right? In jazz, obviously, it doesn't really happen that much. It's the opposite, right? It's just so annoying. It's so annoying hearing these artists that are just so full of themselves and want to just continuously debunk the greatness or the people that pioneered this art. I'm so fucking tired of it, like, very personally. So that was to me, as much as I liked, I'll call it Drake's album now with 21 Savage, where he invited him to be on the project. To me, it's a turn off as far as when it comes to, like, 21 Savage. This is Nas you're talking about. You have no right to even say that to Nas. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's just kind of my take on that. So, these young kids, man, they think they can do whatever they want, say whatever they want, and be right, and it's silly. Anyway, old man rant over. But yeah, King Disease 3, I give it a good 4 skips from me, 2 slaps. Rest of the songs very good. So, breaking stuff. So congrats to Nas, still doing his thing. 4 albums in 2 years. Greatly impressive. So, all right, guys, let's gonna wrap it up here for J Powell Music. Again, be sure to like and subscribe here on the channel for the J Powell Network. Hit the notification bell so you know when these are available. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.